Hello, I'm Eduardo Lavaque. I've been a software engineer for 10 plus years, mostly in web development. And I wanted to talk about the value of connecting with others, whether that be your neighbors or other programmers in any situation, considering the current events and what's going to come as well in the future. So, right now the world is in a little bit of a messed up situation. Generally speaking, it always seems to be, but at the moment we are living through it, so we understand the current situation best. If you were in Rome, I'm sure Rome was going through some tough shit as well. But they were talking about what was happening then. And as well, we have some extra challenges that they didn't have in Rome, which are... My wife doesn't like it when I pick my nose. In Rome, they didn't have the modern technology that we have now. Sure, they had other modern technology we don't have, but they didn't have internet, social media, mobile phones everywhere, which you can take a picture, and you don't even need to show the person actually what you want to show them. By putting them here, you can just take a picture and share it with 10,000 people in one swift move. That wasn't the case back then. So naturally, how they thought about human relationships is very different, probably, than how we think about it nowadays. I bring my notes, because otherwise I forget my points and/or I yap too much. So through these tough situations, I think the way out will be through. And I think it's better to do it with others than doing it alone. You can do it alone, of course, but if you do it with others, you might have an easier time actually surviving. And I don't mean surviving in the sense of like scraping for bits of food, like, surviving in the forest. I mean more along the lines of making it. Just how good can your life be? And I think life is fuller when you are connected with other people. Some tips, generally speaking, for connecting with others. You can connect with anybody. First of all, you just need to speak with them with an open heart. I won't say open mind, because that's a very specific concept. With an open heart to accept whatever they might say, including no, and to show genuine interest in the other person, whatever it might be that their story is or isn't. If you've never tried it, try giving food to your neighbors or to people from other buildings in your neighborhood. I've done this myself. Literally, one time I gifted a watermelon to a neighbor from a different building. Beautiful fly. And that guy still recognizes me. Of course, I still recognize him on the street, and we make some small talk from time to time. But in the modern world, I don't know how many people can say, I know randomly a dude from a different building because I gave him a watermelon once. It's cool to be able to say that, in my opinion, but also it just goes to show that you don't need very much in order to connect with people. People are willing to connect. As long as the interaction was genuine, they appreciate the connection. Classic advice: go meet up with other people in pre-scheduled, is pre-scheduled redundant? In scheduled events, regularly scheduled events, which you can find, for example, on meetup.com, etc. If you're a programmer, there's always some meetup for some technology somewhere in your city. Unless it's a tiny city, then you can go to the nearest large city. Even here in Switzerland, where the largest city is relatively small compared to the big mega cities, there's like 3 or 4 a month that I could go to where they're regular, they're always happening, and generally speaking, other people are also regular. So you can actually make connections with people. Don't go there with the expectation of trying to find a job or something. Just go there with the intention to connect with other people. And that just means being genuine and speaking with them with no particular expectations of an outcome. in any case, any connections you make will be useful. If you want to think about it as a utilitarian of some sort, they are useful. But if nothing else, they can be enjoyable. Yeah? So go and meet people, go and talk to them. You never know when they will be helpful. And if the world does go to shit and suddenly you don't have power, it's much nicer to already know your neighbor and be able to talk with them about, hey, do you need some water? Or they say, no, we don't, but do you need some water? So start now. It doesn't take much out of your day. Well, certainly, maybe out of your day it will take much, but it doesn't take much out of your month. If you think long term, it's really a small payment in terms of time for saving your ass in a variety of ways, even if you just need advice in the future. So go ahead and start now.